traders, FXPIPCOLLECTOR here. Today is Wednesday, April 26th, and welcome to today's live stream. Thanks for coming. Glad to have everybody here. Hope everybody's having a good day. So, as usual, we're going to start off by looking at the DXY US dollar index. We're going to do our full top-down analysis on the DXY US dollar, all the way down to the 1 hour time frame. Then we're going to try to apply any information that we learned from analyzing the US dollar index, and we're going to apply that information to the other US dollar pairs, including gold and silver. So yeah, we'll definitely get started right away. I'm just writing down a couple last requests from my Patreon members. So yeah, let's get started on the DXY monthly. And I do like to zoom out a little bit on this DXY monthly so we can kind of get a little bit more of a perspective about what I am seeing here. Now, one thing that I have been saying for a while is there's always a possibility this is like a 1, 2, and then this is going to go up and make a 3, 4, 5. And if that is the case, then we definitely should be able to recognize that this move down here is a correction. It's definitely not looking like a correction yet, which is why I still think there's a really good chance it is a wave C. So just something to keep in mind. It definitely could turn into a 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5 nice big uptrend. So definitely keep that in mind. It's definitely a possibility for sure. So now let's zoom back into a more normal looking view. And on the monthly time frame, I see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A. I see 3 waves down, A, B, C, or B, and it still to me looks more like a trend going up also, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we do have a break of structure right here, which does tell me that that trend is over. So I think this trend is a wave C, and I do believe that the wave C is over, and if that is true, then this will end up continuing the downtrend. Like I always say, an ABC correction will take out the lows of the previous beginning of the wave A, whether we're on the monthly time frame, the 1 minute time frame, or anything in between. An ABC correction will continue the downtrend if it really is the end of an ABC correction. So it's really yet to be determined whether it's an end of an ABC or yet, but it definitely is looking like it is so far. So let's head down to the weekly time frame, head back to the US dollar index, because like I always say, I do trust this one more because it is equally weighted, unlike the DXY is not. So the US dollar index, we have a nice downtrend right here. I definitely see a nice little 5-wave pattern. I think it's a wave 1, but it still could possibly be a wave A. This move up right here, like I've been saying for quite some time, to me looks like it already ended a correction. It's not guaranteed that that is the end of a correction yet, but it does look like it is the end of a correction. But I have this here just to remind myself that it could go up again to make an ABC of 2, and if it does go up again, that would actually be even a much clearer pattern than what we actually have now, because what we have now kind of looks like a motive wave correction or something like that, and then eventually head back down for a wave 3. So let's take it down to the 1 hour time frame. Daily time frame, that is. So on the daily time frame, now you're starting to see some trends within the trends. It looks still like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this move up to me still looks like a possibly an A, B, C, D, E, or it's just a motive wave correction. This move down right here does look like a trend to me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is why I'm still sticking to the idea that we may already have the end of a correction right here, and that this may just end up continuing the downtrend. That doesn't mean that it may not make a correction to this move down, which is why we have our Fibonacci here, and up until today it actually looked like it was going to do that, which it still kind of looks like it could end up doing something like this before it actually ends up turning down, which would be a correction to this move down. But even that's not for sure yet. We definitely haven't taken out any structure to the upside. The trend is definitely still down, and I still think it's actually more likely that it will just keep on going down, at least until we see a break of structure to the upside. I am still very bearish on this, and I still think it's more likely to just keep on going down. So let's take it down to the 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame, it's really looking like it ended an ABC correction at the 78% Fibonacci level, which we've touched about 4 times already. This is definitely an uptrend. Looks like a wave A. It looks like it made an A, B, C, D, E correction for the wave B, and then it made one more push up for the wave C, bouncing off that 78% Fibonacci level again, and this is looking pretty impulsive down. It definitely looks to me like it is the end of a correction. And if that is the end of a crescent, just like the pattern we saw in the monthly, then it will continue to downtrend and it will take out this low. That is what will happen if it is the end of a crescent. So if we don't see something like this happen, then we'll know that that invalidates the idea of this being a crescent, and it could possibly go back up. But right now, it definitely looks like it's more likely to just keep going down. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, like I said, it's possible that this may not be the end of a crescent, but it definitely looks like it is. If it's not the end of a crescent, then it will probably make some sort of a three-way pattern down and then an impulsive move up, which would be like an ABC down. But I don't think that's really what is going to happen, because this looks like an A, this looks like an ABC of B, an ABCDE of B, and this looks like an uptrend for the wave C. We definitely got a nice impulsive move down, taking out structure the whole way down. It should be the end of a crescent, and if it is the end of a crescent, then it will keep on trending down. Now, just because I say it's trending down does not mean that there won't be some movements to the upside. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of pullbacks along the way, so if you see any movements up, I would definitely take that as a sorting opportunity for the continuation of this downtrend. So if we believe that the US dollar is going down, but we know that it may actually make some pullbacks along the way, but we believe that it's trending down, then we need to apply this information to all these other US dollar pairs, including gold and silver, and see if we can figure out what the most likely things to happen on those pairs are going to be. So let's do that. Let's head down to the euro dollar. We'll start off on the daily time frame. And on the daily time frame, we're going to take that information we just learned from the US dollar index and apply it to all these other pairs. So on the daily time frame, it looks to me like this is a wave 1. It looks to me like this is an ABC of 2, and I still believe that we're in a wave 3. Now we are touching this Fibonacci level right here, so we're definitely going to have to see if it has a reaction to that level or not. But I still am thinking that it may pull back a little, but I'm still thinking that it's just going to keep on trending up. I think we're in a wave 3, and I think if you watch my full top down analysis, you'll see that I believe that we have a long ways to go on the higher time frames, weekly and monthly, to the upside. So let's head down to the 4 hour time frame. On the 4 hour time frame, we definitely have an end of a crescent, a little bit of a slanting crescent because of how strong the euro dollar's been, but it definitely looks like an A, it definitely looks like three ways up for the B, and it looks like a little downtrend for the C. I was kind of expecting that wave C to go down to one of these Fibonacci levels, which it obviously didn't because of how strong the euro has been, but I still don't see any reason to think it's over. I mean, it just broke structure, so maybe it'll have a pullback, but honestly, even if it does have a pullback, I do still believe that it's more likely to just keep on going up. So taking it down to the 1 hour time frame. On the 1 hour time frame, it definitely looks very impulsive up. I do see a little bit of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shape right here, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's over either. We did just break structure on the higher time frames, so I wouldn't be surprised if it did make a pullback. But even if it does make a pullback, it's just going to be a crescent to the uptrend, I believe. And there's not really any guarantees that it's even going to make a pullback. It very easily could just keep on going up. Hey Chrissy, how's it going? Hello, Special Talks, Alphonse, and Fly. How's it going today? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming. So, right now, I definitely don't see any reason to think this is over. It really doesn't look like something that's even over on the sort of time frames. It looks like more like something that's actually just going to keep on going up. Go down to the pound dollar, and let's head up to the daily time frame. Do the same thing. Now on the daily time frame, it looks like a wave 1, it looks like an ABC of 2, and it looks like we're in a wave 3. Now if this is a wave 3, just like the other ones, I believe that we have a long ways to go to the upside. So I'm definitely looking for longs on sort of time frames. On this one, we aren't even at a Fibonacci level yet, so I don't really see too much of a reason yet to think that this move is over on the sort of time frames. Going down to the 4-hour, we've definitely been in a very corrective overlapping pattern, which I was hoping this end of a crescent would change that. Hopefully it doesn't go down again and just continue with this overlapping pattern. But it definitely looks like an A. It looks like an A, B, C, a B, and then it looks like another little move down for the wave C. So it definitely looks like the end of a crescent, and I don't really see any reason to think it's over. Like I said about the other one, it may make a pullback, but even if it does make a pullback, I do believe it's just going to be a correction, and I do believe it will continue the uptrend. Down to the 1-hour time frame, we definitely have the shape of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here, which does make you think that maybe it is going to pull back. But we only have the rest of this week left. I believe that the month will be over pretty soon. Yeah, so we only have a couple days left to the month, and I do believe that monthly candle is going to close up, which is why I do still think that this is going to end up going up, especially over the next couple days. So I'm definitely looking for long entries. Really, the entry to go long was way back here, but if you do see any pullbacks, if you see any ABC corrections, especially on a little bit of a shorter time frame, then I would definitely take those as long opportunities for the continuation of the uptrend. So let's go check out the Aussie dollar, which has actually been quite a bit different because of the Aussie weakness. As you can see, it's almost a totally different pattern on the Aussie and the Kiwi. And originally I was thinking that this was actually a complete ABC down, but obviously that's not what happened, because this is definitely a downtrend, wave A. I was thinking that this was going to be an uptrend, but obviously now in hindsight we can see it's an A, B, C, a B, and now it looks like it's going down probably for a wave C of wave B. So what I think is probably going to happen now is it's probably going to make like a double bottom type thing, and it probably will end at wave C of B, and most likely I still think it's going to go up and make that bigger wave C, just like I've been showing on my full top down analysis. So let's head down to the 4-hour time frame. So 4-hour time frame, this has been a very choppy pattern. The dollar's been very choppy the last few weeks. So we're using TradingView right here, which is definitely what I used for many years now. It's definitely by far, I think, one of the better platforms. But anyways, we have a nice move down. Looks like a wave 1. We have 3 waves up. It looks like an ABC of 2. And I do believe that we are in a wave 3. And I don't really see any reason to think the wave 3 is over. We are bouncing off a fib level, so maybe we will make a pullback. But even if it does make a pullback, I don't really see any reason to think that this is over. I think it's more likely to just keep on going down, probably at least go down and take out these lows. So if that's true, then that most likely means that we still have some more movement to the downside. Hey Menu, how's it going? So on the 1-hour time frame, it looks like a 1 right here. This is like a downtrend for the 1. This is definitely 3 waves up. Looks like an ABC of 2. And it kind of looks to me like a 1 right here of 3 and a 2 of 3. And we're right now in a 3 of 3, which is probably not even over yet. So like I said, since it's probably not over yet, I believe that the best strategy as of now would to just be look for pullback entries, look for sorting opportunities, especially on these shorter time frames, for probably the continuation of a wave 3 of wave C, and which I think at this point we're probably in a wave C of wave B. So like I said, I had to change my analysis a little bit on the Aussie and the Kiwi, because those things just will not give up on their move down. Definitely very, very weak to the downside. Going down to the daily time frame on the Kiwi dollar. Now this right here must be a downtrend, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A. This must be an A, B, C of B, and it looks just like the other one pretty much. It's probably in a 1, 2, 3 of C. Probably eventually going to end up looking like that to finish the wave C, and then most likely continuing the uptrend, just like the other Aussie dollar. The Aussie dollar and the Kiwi dollar are very, very similar patterns. So going down to the 4-hour time frame, which it definitely looks like a downtrend for the 1. It looks like 3 waves up. Definitely a soft 3 waves up, but it's definitely 3 waves up for the 2. And most likely we are in a wave 3. So really, I don't see any reason to think this wave 3 is over until it takes that out. I do expect that we will take that out, one of those swings out at some point to make a wave 4, but it's probably not over yet. It's probably going to eventually end up looking something like that for a 3, a 4, and a 5. Probably take out this low, and then probably after we take out that low will probably be about when we end that wave C of wave B. So just like the Aussie, I'm just going to continue to look for shorts in a downtrend on these sort of time frames. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, ever since we had the end of this wave B, if we were looking for shorts, we would have had some very nice opportunities to go short. Very nice ABC correction there, real nice ABC right there, and right here was an ABC also. And I don't really see any reason to think it's over. I do kind of see something that does resemble a 3, 4, 5 right here, but looking at the longer time frames, it looks like this wave is not over. It looks too small to be a wave 3, so it's probably going to go up. But it's probably going to be a cut into this last wave down, and it's probably going to just keep on trending down. So if I see another 3 waves up, kind of like one of these pullbacks in the past, then that's definitely going to be a trading opportunity for me to go short for the continuation of the downtrend. So anyways, let's go check out the US dollar Canadian, which has been very strong to the upside. This is one that I actually made some pretty good money on the short, and then I was expecting to see a smaller correction to make some more sorting opportunities, but it just keeps on going up. But it's almost a perfect downtrend, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It still could be an ABC correction. I think most of this pattern is actually being caused by the Canadian weakness. It still looks like it could be a wave A. It still looks like it could go down, make a B, and then probably back up and make a C before it ends up continuing the downtrend. It still looks to me like a 1, 2 possibly, and then going down for a wave 3 of wave C. I still expect this one to go down to about the 100% Fibonacci extension also, if you watched my full top-down analysis on this. So let's head down to the 4 hour time frame. And yeah, I'll do the Nifty Bank for you. 4 hour time frame, we're still in this same trend. Still a series of higher highs, higher lows the whole way up. Really hasn't broken any structure to the downside yet. It kind of looks like it's in like a 4 or 5 right now, and then it's probably going to go down and make a B. And then I would expect it to go up again to either retest the 61 or maybe go up to the 78 to make a wave C. At this point, even though it is very strong up, I'm still looking at this as possibly being a correction. Since it's a strong move, I would definitely try to go long at the end of this wave B, just in case it was for some reason like really a 2. That way, if it does turn into a wave 3 instead of a wave C, we can be long, and instead of making a nice profit trading a wave C, we can make a really, really good profit trading a wave 3. So at the end of this wave B, or possibly the end of the wave 2, I would definitely be looking for a long. Heading down to the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame, like I said, it still doesn't really look like it's over. This still looks kind of to me more like a wave 4, which may not be over. It kind of looks like maybe something like that, and it looks like it needs to go up to make a wave 5 just to finish off this first uptrend. And we don't even really know that the trend's going to end, so if we see a long opportunity, we may as well take it, because there's always a possibility it just keeps on going up. And we definitely want to just keep going with the flow and just keep going long at the end of every single one of these pullbacks until we see a break of structure to the downside, showing us that the trend is over. And once the trend's over, it'll probably just go down and make a correction to this whole move up, which will probably be like an ABC or B. So the US dollar Canadian still in an uptrend, probably going to make at least one more push to the upside. Ooh, US dollar Swiss is obviously not in a wave B. That's funny. That US dollar Swiss has been an awesome pair for trading short. It looks to me like this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 1. This looks like an A, B, C of 2. And it really looks to me like a 1, 2, and we're still in a wave 3. This is the most recent swing high, so that definitely, unless that right there gets taken out, the trend is definitely down, and I don't really see any reason to do anything on the shorter time frames besides look for shorts in a downtrend. So let's take it down to the 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame, we had a little bit of a motive wave correction right there, which I'll show you on the 1 hour right there, but we definitely had an end of a correction right here, and what happened at the end of that correction, it just kept on going down and took out the low. So yeah, we are at a triple bottom here, so maybe we will pull back, maybe we'll make a move to the upside, but we could just as easily just keep on going down. Just because we're at a recent low does not mean that the trend is over. I mean, look what happened right here. That definitely wasn't the end of anything. Even right here, that was definitely not the end of anything. So yeah, maybe it'll make a pullback, maybe it'll do something like that before it goes down, but I also wouldn't be surprised if it just kept on trending down. 1 hour time frame. May as well get rid of this fib right here. So 1 hour time frame, that would have been a tricky move right there because that's a very impulsive move up. I'm honestly not sure if I would have taken that short just because that is such an impulsive move up. It is a motive wave correction right there. So I probably would have missed that entry to go short just because of that alone. I normally don't try to go short unless I see some sort of a three-way pattern like this, which didn't really happen because that's a motive wave correction. But like I said, we got kind of a triple bottom here, so yeah, maybe it'll pull back, maybe it will, maybe it won't. It's kind of hard to tell. If you're short right now, I don't really see any reason to get out yet, and like I said, it just as easily could just keep on going down. No break of structure, nothing tells us that this is over yet. US dollar yen. Wow, the US dollar yen has been awesome. I'm surprised. I think now that the yen turned on some of the other yen pairs, this is why this one's starting to turn also. But I still think this is a big downtrend back here. Probably a wave 1. I still think this is an ABC. Probably a wave 2. This is definitely a trend also. Probably a wave 1 of 3. Probably a 2 of 3. We turned right at the 61% Fibonacci level. It looks to me like we're going down probably for a wave 3 of 3. So if that's true, which I believe it is, we definitely want to be looking for shorts on shorter time frames. So on the 4 hour, it looks like, oops, I draw that a little better. It looks like a trend, a correction, a B, C, D, E correction. It only went to a percentage of this move down like we saw on the daily. It went to the 61%. It looks like a 1, 2, and we're probably in a wave 3 right now. So it's probably just going to keep on making lower lows and lower highs. So let's keep going down to the 1 hour time frame. This one actually made some pretty nice looking corrections. First end of a correction after we broke structure, first entry would have been right here, 3 waves up, impulsive down, entry to go short. There's a little 3-way pattern there, that would have been a short, and there was a very nice looking 3-way pattern just recently right there that would have made a really nice short. So definitely some nice little shorting opportunities. I definitely don't see any reason to think it's over. I'm sure there'll be plenty more pullbacks along the way, but that's actually very good for us because at the end of these pullbacks is where we should be looking for shorts in a downtrend. And if we can get in at the end of 3-way pullbacks, those are the entries that I'm definitely looking for the continuation of the downtrend. So let's take a look at gold, see what gold is up to. Oh, gold is starting to go up. It's starting to break above the 78%, which is a good sign for my idea that this may just keep on going up. Now gold, you kind of have to go up to the weekly to really understand gold, and you kind of got to squish it down a little bit. But I'm still very confident in my analysis with gold, and because I see a nice impulsive up, it looks like a 1, and corrective down 2, and I still think this is a wave 3. A wave 3 needs to be bigger than a wave 1 because a wave 3 is supposed to be the biggest, strongest wave in a trend. So a wave 3 needs to go beyond the 100% level, which means that this may have a very long ways to go to the upside. So gold is definitely a little bit of a safe haven currency, a little bit of a risk on currency. So that's probably half the reason why gold is probably going to make an all-time high, and it's probably going to go a lot further than that. Going down to the daily, we definitely did have a break of structure to the downside, but as you can see, price never closed below structure. It never held below structure. That tells me that there's still a lot of buying pressure, and there's still a very good chance that this may just keep on going up. Especially with the fact that we didn't really respect this Fibonacci level, it makes me think that it's going to just keep on trending up. Not really any reason to think that's over. Go down to the 4-hour time frame. As you go down to shorter time frames, it definitely starts to look like a little bit of a mess, but I definitely do see a nice downtrend here. Looks like an A. This is a 3-wave up pattern, and it did break structure to the upside, which makes me think it is a B. And then on the 1 hour, it made a nice downtrend, which I think is a C. It didn't really bounce off a fib level, but I think if I played with my fib levels a little bit and probably moved it up to just the last wave, it probably would make a perfect Fibonacci bounce. So where did the last wave start? That's kind of the question. Right here, maybe? Or right there? Probably right there. Yeah, that is where it started, right there. So as you can see, if we had our Fibonacci level measuring just the last wave up, we had a perfect 78% Fibonacci bounce. I still think that this is more likely to just keep on going up. Now, I do see the possibility that it goes down and makes a bigger correction on the higher time frames, but I don't really see any evidence that it's going to do that yet, and until it shows me some evidence that it's going to do that, I am primarily just going to be looking for longs in an uptrend. Doesn't mean that there may not be some sorting opportunities, but really the major trades we should be looking for are definitely longs. And we definitely had a very clear entry at the news today. Right there, 3 waves down, news came out, a little bit of an impulsive move up. Very, very nice. The pattern is definitely a little messy right here because of how badly it's overlapping, but I do see a trend, looks like an A. I do see a break of structure up, which makes me think that this is an A, B, C, or B, and then it looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of wave C, maybe even a 6 and a 7 of wave C. Impulsive up, breaking structure, corrective down after the break of structure, that would have been the safer entry, and then today, pretty decent little entry too. We are definitely pulling back, and I wouldn't, like I keep saying, yeah, we are at a critical level with Fibonacci right now. We're bouncing off these levels. I mean, if this does turn down in a big way, then I would definitely completely change my mind and be ready to go short. But really, at this point, I'm definitely just going to continue to look for longs unless I see some evidence that that this move is turning down, which really it would have to make a big move down and take out these structure levels for me to believe that. Until that happens, or if it doesn't happen, I'll just keep on looking for longs in an uptrend, because like I said, I definitely don't really see any reason to do anything as of now based on my roadmap time frames besides yeah, exactly, besides looking for longs in an uptrend. So, silver was requested today, so we're definitely going to take a look at silver. I don't normally look at this, so I might have some old stuff on here. So, what do we got with silver? You almost have to go up to the longer time frames with silver also to kind of understand it. To me, it looks like the end of a big A, B, C correction right here. It looks like a 1, it looks like a 2, and it looks like it's in a wave 3. And if that's true, it will go up, and it will take out these highs and probably go a lot higher than that. So silver and gold are definitely correlated pretty well. They don't follow each other exactly, but they definitely do very similar things. And on the daily, this is an uptrend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably a 1. This move down on silver is very strong. I probably would have not looked at this at the time. If I was only looking at this, I probably would not have looked at this as a wave 2 right away. Maybe if I was looking at correlated pairs like gold and some of the other things, I would have seen it as a wave 2, but that is a strong move down. In hindsight, we can see it's a motive wave correction. And there's another one of those motive wave corrections that we see and are actually a little bit tricky to recognize. And it still looks to me like we're in a wave 3. We have not bounced off any Fibonacci levels. Really would have it respect to any level, which makes me think even more that this is going to keep on going up. I'm sure once we hit this 100% level, it probably will make a pullback. But if this is a wave 3, just like gold, it needs to go beyond that 100% level and probably a lot further. Most wave 3s do go to at least a 161% Fibonacci extension of wave 1 projected off the bottom of wave 2. So that leaves us way up there. 4-hour time frame, definitely a little bit of a mess just like gold, but I do see what kind of looks to me like a downtrend, probably an A. I do see a little 3-way pattern up, probably a B, and it does look like a little downtrend, probably a C. Hasn't really convinced, it's really not too convincing yet that the correction is over, is it? I would like to see a break up. And I do see this one possibly going down also. It wouldn't surprise me at all if it made a correction to this whole move up. But I still, until I see some evidence otherwise, I'm still looking at this as a correction, and I'm still thinking that it's more likely that it will just keep on going up. And like I was saying earlier, the monthly candle is going to close here at the end of the week, and I do believe that the monthly candle is going to close up on pretty much all these dollar pairs. So that's why another reason why I think that it probably will continue trending this week, probably right into the end of the week. It'll probably be up here somewhere. So I'm definitely would be looking for longs in an uptrend still. 1-hour time frame, we've got a major pullback there, don't we? But it looks to me like a 1, 2, 3. Even though it's pulling back, I do think it's more likely to just keep on trending up. I'm not really sure what this fib is here for. It's probably been here for weeks. So on the 1 hour time frame, it definitely looks to me like a downtrend, probably all part of a wave A. It definitely looks like 3 waves up, probably a wave B. And this is definitely a messy move to the downside. Very messy. But it's probably a wave C. And it's probably going to just keep on trending up. And like I said, I would definitely just be continuing to look for longs in an uptrend. I don't really see any reason to do anything right now based on the higher time frames, the roadmap time frames. Then look for longs in an uptrend on these sort of time frames. I mean, even if you were looking for longs here, I mean, that would have been a nice long. There would have been some pretty decent longs in here. Right here would have been a nice long. Today, it's kind of yet to be determined whether this is a good long opportunity, but I think it probably will end up being a good long, and it probably will just keep on trending up. So let's go check out some other things. So anyways, let's go to check out some yen pairs. I do have a couple requests for crypto, but I'm not really too much. I don't mind looking at Bitcoin, but I definitely don't really look at that much crypto normally. It's not really my thing. But we can look at Bitcoin and a few other things. Let's see. I think the euro yen, even though I did make a video today for the euro yen, so we'll just kind of quickly go through this. On the higher time frames, I still do think that all the yen pairs are going to go up. We do have a pullback right now, probably because of this, but I think it's probably just going to be a correction, and I do think it's just going to end up continuing up. I don't really see any reason right now to think that it's going to do anything besides trend up. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, I was kind of debating whether or not this already ended a correction right here. I mean, it definitely looks like it may have. The problem is that this move up looks more like a trend, and this move down looks like a trend. Makes me think that this is going to be a B. It is going to go down for a C. A, B, C correction, and then probably go back up. I don't know. Well, let's take a look at it on the 1 hour time frame. I did say this morning that it was probably going to be a wave B, but this is not really looking like a wave B anymore. It's looking more like it's trying to trend. And I don't really see any breaker structure down yet. I mean, we are at a Fibonacci level, so if it does keep going down, I would say that's a wave B. It definitely looks like it should be a wave B, and this should be a wave A, and it should go down for a wave C. But really, I mean, it could just as easy just keep on going up. You know, the trend is definitely up on all the higher time frames, and yeah, but it is starting to go down, so it probably is going to be a wave B. It looks like it needs to be a wave B based on like the 4 hour time frame and the 1 hour time frame. It looks like it should go down and to make a wave C. And probably take out these lows and go a little bit further down the net. So it's definitely still looking like a wave C. Oh yeah, the pound is definitely looking like a wave C, A, B, C, or B. That's actually probably a sorting opportunity right there. 61%, nice and positive move down. That probably is a wave B. And the thing that we really have to stick to is that this over here is a trend. So that should be a wave A, and then it should go down to make a wave C. It definitely looks like it should be a wave C that it's forming right now, and a wave C should take out the low of wave A. So if you got a good entry, you may be in a pretty good position right now. Let's go look at the Swiss and the Canadian yen also. Yeah, what do we got here? I was wondering if this is possibly the end of a correction too, but it ain't looking like it is. The thing about this one that we have to kind of pay attention to is the Canada is definitely, the Canadian currency is definitely driving this pattern a little bit, and it definitely made 3 waves up. It definitely made a lower high, lower high. Makes you wonder if this is actually just going to keep going down. It hasn't really taken out structure yet, but it definitely made 3 waves up and made a lower high, so. But it went beyond the 78% of this move down, which is another reason why I'm still sticking to the idea that this could just keep on going up. It could be what I originally thought was going to happen was an A, and then we're going to go down and make a B, and then go up and make a C. That's probably what's actually going on here. Something like that. Yeah, it's starting to look like it might have finished the way B on the euro yen, that is. Now, it really hasn't invalidated this pattern yet, but if it goes much beyond the 78%, it probably is going to invalidate the idea of this being an A, B, C correction already. So if it does keep going down, we may have to look at this as being a bigger move to the downside. But if it does turn up, if it does take out structure, I would say that's the end of a correction, and I would definitely be ready to go long for the continuation of the uptrend. So let's take it right down to the 1 hour time frame. Let's see, let's kind of squish that down a little bit. It does really look like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 though. That's the thing that keeps getting me. I am still thinking that there's a very good possibility this is going to turn up again. It looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This looks like a 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, 5 right there. This is definitely 3 waves up. So I see a trend followed by a correction followed by a trend, and if this second trend ends with a break of structure, that would definitely convince me that the correction is over, and I would definitely be ready to go long for the continuation of the uptrend for sure. What's the Swiss yen doing? The Swiss has really been so strong to the upside. We broke all-time highs by like 1 pip. Was it yesterday? Maybe 1 or 2 pips we broke all-time highs by. So that was a pretty good chance to see a pullback at the break all-time highs. So this probably is going to be a correction. It's probably not over yet, but I still think this is going to end up continuing up also. 4 hour time frame, we don't really have a break of structure down yet, but this is definitely impulsive. This is probably going to be corrective, and it probably is going to be followed by another impulsive move. Probably an ABC correction. Probably go up, break structure, and just keep on trending up from there. So I don't really, just like some of these other yen pairs, they are all in an uptrend, but at least so far I don't really see too much of a reason to think that anything is over yet. Let's take it right down to the 1 hour, see what the 1 hour, if it looks corrective. Really what you should be doing on the 1 hour is, well, first of all, look how this thing broke all-time highs by like a pip, maybe not even a full pip. But anyways, we need to measure this from the top to the bottom. And what we need to do is try to figure out if this is a wave B, and if it is, maybe if it's already over. It looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably a wave A. What do we think? Is that the end of it something? I don't know. It's not really that convincing because of how it's pulling back already. So yeah, it's not really that convincing that the wave B is over. And the trend is still up on all the higher time frames, and all the yen pairs look like they may be getting close to turning. So I honestly wouldn't be surprised if this just kept on going up. But if it does turn really hard down impulsively, engulfing candle like that, that would be a wave B, and it probably would just keep going down for a wave C. Probably something along those lines. So yeah, I definitely don't really see much of a reason to think that's over yet. It kind of looks like it should be a wave B. All the yen pairs kind of look like they should be in a wave B, but none of them are really all that convincing. I don't know, maybe the Aussie yen and the Kiwi yen could have been sorted, but the rest of them kind of look like they're better off going long, or getting ready to go long at least. Let's go check out a couple more Forex pairs that were requested. Let me check my chats real quick here. On the 15-minute, yeah, I was kind of wondering that too, Dicer Girl, I'll tell you the truth. Let's look at it real quick. 15-minute time frame. It doesn't really look that convincing that it's over. Look how corrective that looks. It's so corrective looking. Oh, look at that. You got that equal low, equal high. Yeah, that looks like a Dicer Girl setup right there. Nice. I bet that is going to go up some more, isn't it? It probably is not the end of a wave B right there. So yeah, that looks like it could be a decent little long. I mean, that doesn't look like the end of a wave B, honestly. The pound yen was a little bit convincing, but even that I don't think is going to be the end of a wave B. It hasn't even broken structure yet. So I don't know. I don't really think that these yen pairs are finished going up yet. We kind of have to remember that it is coming to the end of the month, and I do believe that this monthly candle is going to close up. So if that monthly candle is going to close up, then that means that we probably are going to end up continuing up for the last few days of the month, and then maybe at the beginning of next month we'll start a new pullback. Definitely seems pretty likely to me. The Aussie yen still looks like it's in a crescent. The Kiwi yen still looks like it's in a crescent. Canadian yen kind of looks like it's in a wave 2. Swiss yen is making all-time highs, and I bet it will keep going up. And it definitely makes you wonder about the US dollar yen, because if all the other yen pairs are going up, this one obviously could go up too. And if you look at the yen, the dollar yen on one of these other pairs that has more data, I mean, this is like really low in the pattern. This very easily could go up a lot more. So that's why I have a little bit of doubts about this US dollar yen pattern. But right now it definitely does look like a wave C. So right now you got to stick with the pattern. So let's go look at the Euro Swiss. I heard some of my members, I have several members that trade this pair religiously, and they were pretty happy about the turn that we got today. Yeah, it's not really all that convincing. But one of the things you have to kind of remember about this one is this looks like an ABC crescent right here. And it bounced off the 38%. The problem is when you have an ABC crescent, if it doesn't trend, which is this is a trend, this right here is not a trend. If you see something like this, an ABC, and then it goes down, up, down, that's not a trend. And if this is the end of an ABC, that needs to be a trend, and it doesn't look like a trend to me. I mean, I could definitely make this out as being a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this being an ABC. I don't know. It doesn't really look like it's trending. So if this goes up and breaks that high, I would almost say that it's actually more likely to go up to one of these higher Fibonacci levels, maybe even go up to like the 50%. Like I said, if you look at it on the monthly, it just looks very, very clear that it's going down. This looks like a crescent. This looks like an end of a crescent, and it looks like it's going down. Anything below the monthly, and it looks like a crescent. That looks like a crescent big time on the daily. Go down to the 4-hour time frame. This is the structure level that is significant, the one that I'm waiting for. It definitely looks like a downtrend right here. Oh, and it does have a 5-way pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if it breaks the high of wave 4, that's what's going to tell me that this whole trend is over. And if that whole trend is over, it could possibly be like a wave C or something on the longer time frames, and it could possibly make a bigger move to the upside. But yeah, it's not really all that convincing. I mean, it is starting to look a little better. I mean, it's definitely going up. So, and we do have a break of structure, so it probably will break this structure too, which should confirm that it's over. If it breaks that structure and then makes a pullback, that at the end of that next pullback is definitely going to be the safest, clearer and a much safer entry to go long. So I would definitely be personally waiting for that probably, but it's definitely a very impulsive move up. And is that a Euro move, or is that more of a Swiss move? I think it's more the Euro that's causing that. The Euro has been very strong. So yeah, we got the Euro Swiss. So we got silver already. So let's go look at oil and natural gas. Oil didn't end the wave 5 either, did it? Let's see. So one of my members was posting an idea. So let me see if I can see if that is what I think. It really seems to me like this move down is a wave B, and a wave B would be a crescent to this whole move up. So do I have my Fibonacci level on this, on the sorter? No, I don't. So first thing we gotta do is put our Fibonacci on here from top to bottom. We are at the 38% right now, which is a good area where you would think it would turn. Oops. So I don't know. To me, it still looks like it's all just one big wave A. So it definitely looks like it's in an A, B, C, or B, and it looks like it's in a wave A. Going down here, it still looks to me like a wave A. One of my members was asking if this was like a 1, 2, and now we're going down for a 3, which is definitely possible, but to me it looks more like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A. It still seems to me like the next move should be up for a B, and then it should go down for a C. And this should be an ABC of wave B most likely on the longer time frames. Let's take it down to the 1 hour. Definitely kind of a three-way pattern down so far. It almost looks like an irregular wave B, doesn't it? Or like an irregular bottom. I wonder if that's what it is, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A. That actually kind of makes a little bit of sense. Let's kind of zoom out a little bit. So what if this was the pattern right here? Because that wave 4 is a lot bigger than this wave 2. So maybe this is the pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A. And because that fits a lot better with the trend. And then this to me looks more like a trend also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A. This is a three-way pattern down for an irregular wave B or an irregular bottom. And now we're going to go up and take out this high for a wave C. And this is going to be an ABC of B. And then once that's done, it's going to go down again for a C. That actually makes a lot of sense to me because of this three-way pattern. And because this move up, it looks like a trend. It doesn't really look like a correction. If that's a trend and this is a three waves down and then it turns back up, then that's probably a wave B, and then it's going to go up and make a C and then back down for a bigger wave C. That does definitely make more sense, for sure. Let's check out natural gas. Oh boy, look at that. It almost looks like it wants to go down again. I keep saying that this is an extremely clear pattern, which it definitely is. And it just really doesn't want to give up on the downtrend. Looks like a 1, looks like an ABC up for the 2. It looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of wave 3. And with that break of structure we recently had made me think that it was going to go up and make an A, B, C correction, which may go all the way up to like the 38%. Usually a wave 4 would be around the same size as a wave 2. So that's why I was thinking that it would make a bigger move to the upside. Then we'd have almost a perfect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern. But it doesn't want to give up on that downtrend, does it? It still, no, it still looks to me like an ABC correction. No, that still looks fine to me. A, B, C. Yeah, it still looks like an ABC to me. The thing that sticks out is that, first of all, we have a break of structure to the upside, which would prove that this whole trend right here is over from there to here. So we have a break of structure, we have an impulsive move up, which looks like a trend, probably a wave A. Actually, no, I think it's more like, looking at the longer time frames, I think it should be a wave 1. And then we have an ABC of 2. And then it goes up and makes a 3, 4, 5. It definitely looks to me like this should be what happens. And then that whole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would all be a wave A. So if we can identify the end of this wave C on the sort of time frames, that would be an amazing trade right there for the wave 3. Let's go down here. Let's see, what do we got so far? We definitely got what looks like a 1, 2, maybe a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 type thing going on. I bet it's going to go down to the 61 and probably going to fill this gap right here, wouldn't it? It'd probably fill that gap at the 61%. That does make a lot of sense. Make a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of C. Make an impulsive move up, take out structure, and most likely just keep on trending up from there. That actually makes a lot of sense, especially with this gap back here. The market does like to try to fill gaps most of the time, if possible. Sometimes it happens within a few days, sometimes it takes a lot longer, sometimes a few months, but usually it does like to fill gaps. So that's probably going to make a wave C, probably right down to the 61%, and then end that correction and head up for a big wave 3. And that's going to be a big trade if that's what it does, is a big wave 3 for sure. So let's see, what do we got left? We gotta go look at the nifty bank, and we might as well look at Bitcoin and see what that's up to. I know, wow, big puss. Oh, never broke, starts it to the downside. That is a wave 3, I'm pretty sure. Let's go up to the weekly time frame. It looks to me like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A. Then it'll probably go down, make a B. Then it'll probably go up again for a C. I'm thinking at this point it's probably going to go up to the 50% because there's a lot of support resistance areas right there. And then it'll probably go down again for a bigger move to the downside. But right now it looks like it's in a wave 3 of wave A. Yeah, I would definitely say so. And the fact that it never broke structure to the downside is a good clue that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 1. This is an ABC of 2. This is an uptrend right here for a part of a wave 3. It never broke structure to the downside. Nice impulsive move up. I bet we're in a wave 3. And let's see, probably going to end up eventually looking something like this for like a 3, 4, 5 of A. Let's see, where would a wave 3 go? Let's put a Fibonacci on there and see if we can figure that. Oops, that's not what I want. Right here. From the bottom of this to the top of 1 to the bottom of that. And we got to add a couple more levels because I took some off. So a wave 3 would probably go to around the 150, 161 area, which would line up almost perfectly with the 38%. I think that's probably a really good area, really good target for this. 3, 4, 5 of A. 1, 2. So yeah, I definitely think that would make a pretty good target on that one. Let's head down to the 4-hour. Yeah, it's kind of a soft move to the downside, but it's definitely 3 waves. That's an ABC correction for sure. Higher low, impulsive up. It's probably going to make a correction down and then just keep on going up from there. 1 hour time frame definitely looks like a 1, 2, 3, no doubt about that. 1, 2, 3. Probably in a correction right now, and then eventually it'll probably just keep on going up. So I would definitely be looking for longs in an uptrend on that, for sure. Let's go look at the S&P, not the S&P, the NASDAQ. That's right, it was the NASDAQ I was supposed to look at today. Let's see. I still think that this is going to go up, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to make a correction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A. A, B, C of B, probably go up and take out this high like that and then go back down. A, B, C. So I think that's what I see on the weekly. Daily looks like a correction, looks like an A, B, C, and then it's probably going to go back up, which would make a lot of sense for my dollar analysis. So yeah, I definitely think we're in a wave. It kind of looks more like a wave E, honestly. A, B, C, D, and then probably a wave E. So I would just keep riding this down until I saw a break of structure to the upside, and then once I saw that break of structure to the upside, I would start looking for longs in an uptrend. Until that happens, I would probably just continue to look for shorts on the shorter time frames. Yeah, we covered gold, but we always spend the last couple minutes looking at all the dollar pairs again. So we never broke any structure to the upside, so we will look at gold here in a few minutes again. Yeah, is that possibly a correction? That's very impulsive right there. So that makes me think that this is going to make a higher low and that it is going to go up and break structure. Which would make, would that make sense? Yeah, because I think the dollar is going to go down. So I bet this is going to go up also. So yeah, I would be looking at this. Whoops. I would probably be looking at that move down as possibly a correction. What you could probably do is put your Fibonacci measure in this and see if you get a fib bounce. If you do get a fib bounce, I would make probably for a wave 3. So if what I mean is if this goes up and makes a big engulfing candle, especially if it takes out structure, it's probably going to be a 1, 2, 3. But I would only go long unless I saw a big turn, like a big engulfing candle, because right now it is going down, and the higher time frames, like the 4-hour range, is definitely down. So we are making lower lows, as you can see, this whole way down. So the trend is down, but if it does turn at a Fibonacci level with a big engulfing candle, I would definitely be looking for longs at the end of this move right here, if that is what it does. Nifty Bank, it just keeps on going up, doesn't it? I've been saying on this one for quite a while that we're probably going to go up and take out this high, probably eventually going to end up looking something like this. Looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 forming. Definitely no reason to think that's over. Look at it, it's still going up. That's definitely a 1-2, and we're in a wave 3. And it's probably going to go up and take out this high. Probably eventually going to look like that, something along those lines. Oh, look at that. Almost a perfect ABC correction. ABC down, impulsive up, end of a correction. Oh, and on the 15-minute, I see another ABC correction. Look at that. That's a perfect ABC correction, too, that happened today. 1, 2, 3 waves down, impulsive up. That's almost a perfect correction also. So as of now, what I would be doing is I would be looking for some more of those corrections. They're everywhere. You see them all over the place. There's a small one right there. There's a small one right there. This whole thing is like an A, B, C, D, E. There's one back here. There's one right there. Three-way pullbacks is what we want to see for the continuation of the uptrend. So if you see another three-way pullback in the future, I would definitely take that as a long opportunity. It looks to me like the trend is up, so there's no reason to do anything besides look for longs in an uptrend for sure. So I think I got everything except for those cryptos, which, like I said, that's not really my specialty. So maybe I could put up some pictures later on, but I don't really do crypto too much personally. So let's go back and look at the dollar pairs. I got an appointment at 4 o'clock my time, so I definitely got to be off in about 5 or 10 minutes. So we are at a Fibonacci level on the daily here. So maybe this is going to be a place for a pullback, but really I don't think it's going to be anything besides a pullback. It looks like it's going to go up. We'll see. I mean, this thing has been ranging forever, so you don't really want to, I don't know, it really could just keep on ranging. Pound dollar is a little more convincing that it's going to go down because it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I think that it's more likely to keep going up, and I think that these monthly candles are going to close high. If you look at this, I think this monthly candle is going to close up this week, and I think the same thing on this one. That looks like a trend. It looks like it's in a wave 3 almost for sure, which means that probably by the end of the week, this is going to be near its highs, probably something like that. Doesn't mean that we won't have a pullback maybe today or tomorrow, but I would definitely be looking for longs in an uptrend on both of these pairs for sure. Something like this, three-way pullback type thing. Aussie dollar, still not really doing anything much. Like I said, on the Aussie dollar and the Kiwi dollar, even though the dollar is telling me that I should be looking for longs, these are definitely being driven by the Aussie, so I would probably just continue to look for shorts on this one. Same thing with the Kiwi. Definitely no reason I think this move down is over yet. So I would just continue to look for shorts in a downtrend at the end of ABC pullbacks for sure. US dollar Canadian, oh, it's making that wave 5, I bet. Hopefully this will finally be that 3, 4, 5 that we've been waiting for. It's probably going to go up just a little bit, and then bam, go down, break structure, and make a downtrend for the A, a move up for the B, a downtrend for the C. So might be a pretty good little trading opportunity coming for an A, B, C, or B. Definitely a strong move up, but it does look like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. I bet that is the final wave right there. US dollar Swiss. I think this is probably not over either. I think we just got a little bit of a triple bottom going on, and it's probably going to go up, make a lower high, and just keep going down. I don't really see any reason to think that's over either, so I would definitely be trying to go long on. I would not be. I'd be looking for shorts. Ooh, the US dollar yen. That was almost a perfect entry right there today. Honestly, I don't trade the US dollar yen much, but if I saw that at the time, right at the end of that red candle, would have been a very, very nice entry to go short. We have the break of structure. We have what possibly is the end of a correction on the longer time frames. We have probably a 1, 2. We're probably in a wave 3 right now. Depending on what this looks like at the end of the day, this may be the clearest entry of the day signal right there. Probably on about the 30-minute time frame. That is a very clear entry right there. Nice uptrend. 3 waves down. Uptrend. Impulsive turn. Probably before it even made that red candle right there. That was almost a perfect ABC correction. And I don't really see any reason to think it's over. I definitely wouldn't go short now. Maybe on very, very short time frames, like the 1 minute or something, you could try to go short. But I don't think I would be trying to go short now because you're just chasing it. No, that did pull all the way back to the 78%. I would definitely wouldn't even try to go short on this unless I saw a break of sorts of down. Is it an ABC up? I don't even have the 10-minute time frame on here. Yeah, I don't know, Menu. I'm still sticking to my longer time frames. I think it's going up, but if it does turn down and break structure, I mean, Jesus, you probably know gold better than I do because you watched the living heck out of this thing, but it does kind of resemble a little bit of a correction. If it does turn down, yeah, I would definitely consider that respecting the Fibonacci levels, and I would definitely be ready to go short, like I said. I could definitely picture this going down more, but right now, the pattern is really telling me that I should be looking for longs, especially the daily. No, I mean, yeah, we broke structure, but it didn't break below structure, and really, it's bouncing right off to 78%. I still think that this is more likely to go up. Just like the other ones, we're going to have a monthly candle close in a few days here. I think that the gold candle is going to close near its highs also by the end of the month. And then maybe it'll make that bigger pullback that everybody's expecting. But I still think that this is all one big correction and that the correction may be over. What's that dollar look like? Is that something to... Yeah, I mean, it is kind of going up, but that right there, you kind of have to trust that pattern. And that looks like the end of a correction. And it looks like it's going to keep going down, meaning that gold will probably keep going up. We'll see. It's been awful rangy. I mean, geez, look how long this thing has been in this one little range right here. It could just continue to range. All the dollar pairs could continue to range. What do we have for news for the rest of this week? Let's see. We really didn't have much news at all today, especially for Wednesday. Usually Wednesday is one of the best days of the week for news. I'm kind of looking at dollar pair news because we got GDP tomorrow. That's definitely usually fairly good, and unemployment claims. We got actually 3 or 4 decent news right all at once, so maybe tomorrow's the day. Oh, this one's at 3 o'clock, but still. Oh, and we got that Bank of Japan. I bet those yen pairs are definitely waiting for that right there. The press conference, I think, is when it's going to happen. And unfortunately, the Bank of Japan always says tentative, which means that they don't like to give you what time. But if you search on the internet, usually you Google it, you usually can figure out what time it's going to come out if you look into it. We got GDP for the Canadian, core index, and what do we got next week? I know Monday's a holiday in Europe in a lot of places. And China. Monday's a holiday in a lot of places. Oh, Aussie cash rate. So yeah, yesterday was CPI for the Aussie, and then next week is cash rate. We got a bunch of news next week. Oh, FOMC, here it is, next Wednesday. They're predicted to go up a quarter, 25 basis points again. Oh, and then we got the euro on Thursday. They're not even giving a prediction yet. So yeah, and it's non-farm payroll next Friday too. So next week's, besides Monday may be a little slow, but it's not a holiday in the U.S. They actually have PMI news on Monday, which is a fairly decent news event. So Monday may be worth taking London session off, maybe sleep in a little bit, but I would definitely be ready to trade during New York session. And then pretty much every day for the rest of the week is going to be a really big day. So yeah, definitely looking pretty sweet. Next week's going to be a good week, I bet. Good. Maybe the market's waiting for that. That's why the last 2 weeks it's just been ranging like crazy on the dollar. Even on the higher time frames, it's not that convincing that correction is over on the daily, is it? I mean, yeah, it's making a lower high, and this looks very, very corrective, but it's not really looking that convincing, is it? I mean, I guess if this does turn up, it could make a bigger move up. And like I've been saying, this possibly could be a wave A. This could be a wave B. It's just shaped like a trend. And this could go up in a big way and make a wave C. That would actually be a more normal looking pattern if that's what it did. So we definitely got to keep an eye out for that. And this is definitely a downtrend. And if it made an ABC to this whole move down, that would actually be more normal looking than what we actually have now. So we definitely got to keep that in mind. But the thing that I'm sticking to is that it has not broken up yet. Since it has not broken up yet, I'm still looking for sorts on shorter time frames, and I'm still thinking that this may go down more. So right now, I don't really see any reason to think that it's going up in a big way, but that definitely could change next week, or maybe even this week. I think those monthly candles are going to close near their highs, which means this is probably going to go down. I think this is going to go down probably near these lows, and then maybe next week, maybe it will go up and make that big wave C at the cash rate news. So hopefully next week will be a pretty exciting week. This week is not. The last 2 weeks really have been pretty slow. I mean, look at the daily candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days in a row. 7 trading days in a row. The market's pretty much done nothing, at least on the dollar pairs. On the yen pairs, they've been doing fairly good. They've been moving. And the Swiss pairs are definitely something to look out for, but the dollar has been doing almost nothing. So, if you haven't done so already, definitely like and subscribe to my channel. If you haven't done so already, definitely join my free Discord channel. Also, it's 100% free to join, no obligations to pay a dime if you do not want to. But if anybody is looking to get a little more extra help with their trading, definitely check out my trading course, which is available to all Gold Patreon members. The link for that is in the description and in the chat. The Gold Patreon members get a lot of benefits. We do 2 Zoom meetings a week where I teach. Now we have a course with 38 videos included. This is the outline of my course. Oops. This is the outline of my course right here. It's over 38 videos, so it's pretty sweet. People are really liking it. So that comes included with the Gold membership. Plus we have 2 Zoom meetings a week. Plus it gives you access to the private chats and a whole bunch of educational information on Discord. So you definitely get a lot for your money for sure. So definitely check that out if you haven't done so already. The link's in the description and in the chat. And we definitely got a few hours left at London session, so hopefully to New York session that is. So hopefully everybody can pull out some profits. But our next live stream will be on Friday because tomorrow we have a Zoom meeting for the Gold Patreon members. So if you are interested in being involved in these live Zoom meetings where I teach, or you want to be involved in my course, definitely check out those links. But until Friday, I hope everybody enjoys the rest of the day, and happy trading as always.